Hello and welcome to this very interesting edition of our webcast series that we do, webinar series that we do every Saturday at the Hindu. It's 5 p.m. Saturday, August 2nd, and it's time to ask Gen Z youth whether gaming or live streaming can be viable career options. It just so happens that in every generation, some people take to rather unusual professions that may sound risky, that may not sound exactly, on the beaten path. They are sort of different. Their future may appear uncertain to especially older people. But then you go through a process of convincing your parents or whoever to take it up, and then you go and take it up and become successful or fail. It happens every generation. When I was growing up, I had to tell my parents that I wanted to be a journalist, and they said, "Go get a real job. This is not a real job." So I'm sure the panelists that we have today have experienced something similar, but they have a positive story to tell. And we have Vaibhav Morarka. He's a gaming streamer and content creator. I suppose he's a YouTube celebrity of sorts. And Jay Khatri, who's also a gaming streamer and content creator. Obviously he's on YouTube too. And we have interestingly enough, gaming and video streaming is taught academically in colleges. Both Jay and Vaibhav were students of Raja Ravi Chandra Prasad. Okay, so we have him here as well. He's a professor and game director at the Artemisia College of Art and Design. I hope I said that correct. Okay, so I invite perhaps Vaibhav or Jay, alphabetical order. Jay can perhaps weigh in on his. Tell your personal story.
All right.
Why did you get into it, and what was the difficult path? Where are you today, future,
Hmm.
and all that? We'll start with Jay, then Vaibhav, then we'll have some more professorial expert take on it also.
All
Go
right.
ahead, Vaibhav.
So, uh, my name is Jay Khatri. I'm 23 years old, and I am a gamer, a live streamer, and a tech enthusiast. So, my story of gaming starts from very, very early in the childhood, where I used to see my elder cousins play video games on computers, and I was too young to be allowed to be playing that. So, I could only just watch them play. Right. And that brought me some curiosity. And since the time of, those games used to be really popular, like GTA Vice City used to be really popular, and I couldn't play, but my elder cousins used to play, and I could just watch them. So just by watching it, I got interest in gaming. And I remember my aunt gifted me a laptop, a very, very low spec laptop, which wasn't enough to run games, but it would just, if I pop on a game on that, it might just be choppy, but just then do the job. So that's how I started gaming. And eventually I found out that it's not just me who's interested in gaming. There's a plethora, and there's a huge mass of audience that loves games and is as enthusiastic about it. So then I started going to gaming cafes. I met a lot of friends, started playing online video games, and then I wanted to introduce my friends to this world of gaming, because they were only aware of mobile gaming and the small games like Candy Crush, or maybe some little Subway Surfer sort of games that they used to play. So what I ended up doing is I started live streaming my video games on my YouTube channel, just for my friends. And then eventually I realized, oh, amazing! It's not just my friends watching me now. There are random people tuning into my live streams, and we all are having a collective shared experience of watching a game. Now, this might sound very, very bizarre. Why would someone watch someone play video games? And usually it's like, I could play my game. Why would I watch someone else? But then I want you to take that whole thought and a trip down the memory lane, where in summer vacations हम लोग जब स्कूल के बाद आते थे एक कंप्यूटर पे, like we would gather 4 or 5 friends, and one friend would be playing, but we all 4 or 5 would be watching. So streaming in general, I've realized that it's the same thing. It's just that I am playing on my computer and you guys are watching me play, and we are all having a shared experience from our individual houses and devices.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I
Okay.
that's how I would explain streaming. The ups and downs and everything, they are part of it. We'll save it for the rest of the conversation.
Okay. Okay, we'll elicit the more juice out of you later. Hopefully, the
Sure
audience
thing.
will chime in with questions. Okay,
Sure thing.
Vaibhav,
Yes, sir.
is this your standard persona or you're more brightly lit when you're on YouTube?
No, no, sir. It's standard, sir.
Oh, really? Okay, so go ahead.
Yes. Yeah. So my name is Swayam Murarka, and like I am a game developer as a profession. So like the gaming part I choose was like when I was in my school, I was learned to make coding, and while coding, like we were taught many more such things around revolving things. When that was a time like when I got to know there are games, like people literally play games. Like I did not know what is gaming at all till class 6. Like I did not know anything about gaming. As I grew up, I became keen that how were the games made, how to make the games. So I started going towards the gaming industry. I started to play games, started to learn different level of programmings that would make me feel more interested towards gaming. So like while doing my journey for game development, I learned about there is something more th- sorry, there is more things in industry known as streaming, YouTube streaming. So basically I thought that even I have a lot of keen to show my games. Like I wanted to I'm really sorry for hesitating. So like I thought that whenever like I play games, like I thought it, why not just stream it? Like why not just stream it? I will do whatever in front of the camera. I will just show my true personality. Like I want to show my real personality to my people, to the randoms, those who want to come and check me out and want a love from them. So that's how my gaming journey became.
Okay, so you still design games.
Yes, sir. I still design games.
Okay, we'll get back to it. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Okay, the two short and sweet introductions. Sir, you go ahead. You, for a professor, you look
Yes,
young enough. What has
yes,
changed? What do you teach?
yes. Actually, as I mentioned, they have been experienced an example like they have been gain an inspiration right from when someone plays a game. We used to enjoy a lot if someone plays a game, right? So that's what converted them into a streaming. So here, obviously, that's what triggered in my life as well. The first part, and slowly I converted myself. My background is about electrical engineering, and I converted myself into a multimedia. I want to get into the gaming at the time of, I think, 15 years back. There is no game making college officially in India, right? And I used to try to search for. I used to try to explore whatever the college, whatever the institute is. There is someone who could actually teach a game design, right? So in the process, actually, I figured it out to get into the multimedia, and then slowly I've evolved. I explored and tried to involve with the game engines. Okay, these are the things where actually games would be made, and slowly I have an experience with a handful of companies. In the meanwhile, I joined ACAT. It's been 5 years till today, instructing the students how to make a games. The struggles what we faced, the struggles how I explored like how to make a game is not the big deal at all in the today's market, right? And I mean something like right from storytelling to Unreal Engine, if you aware of that part. So I'm into instructing of all the technical aspects of the entire game making process. It doesn't matter in which field these technicalities could be helpful for. So I'm into complete instructing the students how to make a games, whether technical aspects of Unity, Unreal game engines, or else theoretical aspects of designing elements like storytelling, level design, all those concepts. And other than that, there is other thing which actually required. I mean, this generation, as the point you put forward, everyone. Most of the kids who love to play the games, and majority of them trying to understand, okay, why not we make someone to watch the gameplay, how we are, and how watch the reactions and how we play. I mean, that's how the streaming as converting the students into game playing and game streaming. And I'm into mostly on game making process. right? The students who come to the college, obviously I can say 70% of the people are are from game playing background, and out of which there are some students who are in game streaming as well. But still, we will try to figure it out, the if the process of game streaming and the process of highs and lows of other particular streaming aspect, and also make sure the easy could fit into the streaming aspect or the making aspect. We'll try to cope up with those elements in the college here.
Interesting,
Yes,
interesting
yeah,
intro to a
yes.
very interesting world. I'll go back
Yeah.
to Jay. What is
Yeah.
your typical working day? When do you get up? When do you sleep? When do you eat? What happens
Yeah.
on a
So
typical working day?
I mean, I'll try to keep it as simple for an everyday streamer, but my life is also a lot about content creation while I'm gaming. So I'll tell you my day. I usually sleep late because I'm busy editing or refining scripts during the night. So I wake up late, of course. I wake up around 10 o'clock in the morning, and then I take half an hour or 1 hour to just, freshen up, get into the zone, listen to some music. And then after that, I start and turn on my PC. I come sit on my desk, and after that, I think I don't get up from this desk until like it's lunchtime or it's dinner time. That's the time that I spend in a day, I spend on a computer. And as much as it sounds sad to say that, but I love this job. So what I usually do is every day that I wake up, first thing in the day, I make a task list of what all do I need to make. So all the scripts that I've written the previous night, I make a schedule of what, when, how to shoot that content, because eventually, if you want to grow as a creator in gaming as well, you need to put out content and put out high value content. So I believe in doing that. And so the first half of my day goes usually into filming, scripting part of the videos. The later half is the fun part. Usually around 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. I go live on my YouTube channel. I have 70,000 subscribers, and you guys can watch me by searching for Toaster Roaster. I mostly play Valorant. It's a competitive FPS game, and I love playing competitive games. So I stream that game from, let's say, 3 p.m. to at least 8 or 9 p.m. And by that time, I'm already like so tired, because all of this while, as you can see this setup right now, as cool as it looks, there are like four lights facing my eyes directly. There are three monitors that I need to coordinate. And just like this live stream, there are going to be people chatting constantly, wanting my reactions. So it's a very draining process. It might look very easy on the outside, he just plays video game. But we as streamers, we don't just play video games, we entertain our audience. We continuously do commentary for, like, let's say 4 hours, 5 hours, or 6 hours of our live streaming. We are also playing the game, we are also putting in all the strategies and everything, while making sure that we have a connection with the audience. So I'll give you my example. My audience usually comes to me for different reasons. Half of my chat loves me because of my goofy personality, so they are here to have my reactions. Some of them, they share their life stories with me. Some of them connect with me, they see me as an online friend that they can talk to daily. So for some, I am a good friend, जो दिन के एंड में आके मुझे अपनी बातें बताते कि आज दिन में ये हुआ. Someone comes to, some people come to share their grief, and they tell me all the sensitive moments that happened in their day that made them probably a little down. So for some, I'm a therapist. For some, I mean, not a therapist, but a friend in need. For some, I'm a friend in need. For some, I am that their partner in crime for all the hilarious stuff that they have going on in the mind. For some, I am a tech guru. They ask me for tech advices. And for some, I am just a goofy guy they love watching on the internet. So that's how my day goes. And the later half then goes into the editing part, and like planning the rest of the day, writing more scripts, refining the edits, and that's how it usually goes. So yeah, answering your question, I wake up at 10, but I eventually go to sleep by 3 o'clock. I get literally all the me time that I get is at night after wrapping up all the work.
What games do you play? What is
Uh,
popular?
so
I know
these
that
days,
you're streaming. Yes, yes,
yeah,
yeah.
there are currently a few titles that are popular worldwide, and out of them, in India, majority, uh, like in I play PC video games. So I play FPS, first person shooter games like Valorant and Counter Strike on my channel. Maybe old school gamers have heard of Counter Strike. And for mobile players in India, currently BGMI, Call of Duty, and Free Fire are the top three hot titles that people are playing these days. I have tried it. In fact, I was part of a gaming reality show called Playground. I was the finalist for both the seasons. Worked with the digital legends like Carrie Minati, Mortal, Triggered Insan. The biggest stage gaming could offer. I was there. I tried every game, but then I find my peace in competitive shooters. It just gives me that, competitiveness, the rush of the adrenaline going through your nerves. That is something that I crave. So yeah, I always love competition. That's why I play FPS games. And Valorant is big, by the way. Valorant is big.
I'm sure it is. Okay, Vaibhav, you tell us what is your typical day? What do you do?
Uh, Basically, toaster Jay said it all. Like I am also a gamer. Like we both streams, so we both have similar routine, exactly same. Like so, it's even same for me. I just wake up first. I go to the gym, then I come back, and then I go for my job. Like I was a teacher for teaching game development part 2 for a few time months. तो मैं जाता हूँ एंड वहाँ गेम सिखाता था लोगों को एंड संग संग में वहीं पे आई यूज टू make content whenever I was free. I used to make content, used to write script over there, and I came back at night. Then I started streaming, playing games, and then it used to go till like midnight, till 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. Then I used to sleep. So like I had a short, simple routine. It's basically I just go for my job, make content over there. Like I used to teach and just make content there, and used to just think and write what should I do next day and what should I do today, make it a plan, and then execute it at night.
Okay. What games do you
Yes.
play? Which ones?
Um, to be honest, like Jay said, like I am also PC gamer. I love to play FPS games, but moreover from than FPS, I always used to like to play story games. Like there are many story mode games that people like to play. Like Jay also said in starting first half about GTA. So like I love to play means like GTA is a game which has a AAA title. Like AAA games are those games, those are very huge games. Like they are made in a huge budget. So I like to play that type of games, like which has a cool story, cool design, and cool graphics.
Okay, more rich content you want.
Yeah.
You want to
Yes.
engage in, and you want people to see also.
Yeah.
So tell us
Yes.
about the. Yeah, sure, sure. So tell us, Raja Ravichandra Prasad. So tell us what. Well, first of all, what do you teach? How many years? What's the? How many such
Yeah.
institutions are there? And what do
Actually,
you tell your
yes, yes.
students?
Yes, yes. Actually, I've been into two phases of teaching, which is theoretical and practical. In theoretical, game designing elements like level design and storytelling, these aspects I'm going to teach to the students. And when it comes to practical game development, Unreal Engine and cinematics part in Unreal Engine. Like these are the theoretical and practical which I'm going to instruct the students in the college here. And obviously, when the students come and ask, I used to tell them obviously make a games. It doesn't matter the how fun it is, how interactive it is, how entertainment it is. At the end, the players, the audience need to be get engaged with the experience that what we are giving. That's what kind of subjects I dealt with in the college. So that's my regular day-to job of teaching in the college. And when it comes to playing a game, obviously I would find a very little time for playing the games, obviously, which is required. If I need to keep on update what need to make, I also need to play the current upgrades of who what the players are playing. I need to see do's and don'ts of the game. I also need to say the quality and the experience that they are getting. So for that, obviously, I have a regular day around 1 and 2 hours of time I will find out to play the games per day. Mostly I'm into making part. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Jay, where both of you, where do you live? Do you live with your parents or by yourself? How
Yeah.
much money do you make? In what ways?
All right. Weber, you wanna start?
Yes. Like sir, I used to live in Kolkata before. I shifted to Ahmedabad recently with my family. I live with my family, like with my parents, everyone, parents, भैया, भाभी, सब संग में रहते हैं हम लोग. तो अर्निंग का तो लाइक एज ऑफ नाउ मैं इतना कुछ अर्न नहीं कर पाता हूँ. तो टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, मतलब मैंने जितना अर्न किया है गेमिंग से, इट्स लाइक दैट वो इनफ नहीं है. मेरे को इनफ नहीं लगता वो चीज़ की. हाँ, कि इवन इफ आई अर्न दैट मच ऑफ अमाउंट कि मैं आगे उससे कुछ कर पाऊँगा. तो टिल नाउ माई सोर्स ऑफ इनकम वॉज कि जब मैंने जॉब लिया, जो भी मैं जॉब था गेम डेवलपमेंट का एज अ टीचर और प्रोफेसर, तो दैट वॉज माई मेन सोर्स ऑफ अर्निंग राइट नाउ. एंड लाइक स्ट्रीमिंग से जितने भी अर्निंग्स होते हैं, इट्स नॉट बेसिकली दैट यूट्यूब आएगा, यू आर स्ट्रीमिंग इन यूट्यूब, यूट्यूब विल गिव यू ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ मनी, इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. तो बेसिकली होता ही है कि वेन एवर वी स्ट्रीम वी हैव अ ऑडियंस. तो जो ब्रांड्स, जितने भी ब्रांड्स है, गेमिंग ब्रांड्स और एनी काइंड ऑफ ब्रांड्स, डिजिटल ब्रांड्स, टेक, फ़ोन के ब्रांड्स हो गए, वन प्लस वगैरह, वो आते हैं, हमें देखते हैं. जब उनको दिखता है कि हमारे पास एक अच्छी ऑडियंस है, तो दे गिव अस अ पेड कोलैबोरेशन ओवर देयर, तो जहाँ से हमें अर्निंग्स मिलती है. तो लाइक दैट्स आल्सो वे वी अर्न.
Okay, Jay, tell us.
Yeah, so as Vaka said, his by the way, his YouTube name is Vaka Plays. So we
Yes.
all refer, we are all gamers, so we call each other by our gaming tags. For me, it's Toasty. For him, it's Vaka. So as Vaka rightly said, that gaming initially does not give you a lot of money until and unless you have a huge audience or at least some recognition or some relevance in the community. It goes the same way as any regular content creation job. You have a community, then you have an audience that a brand wants to tap in. So for example, I have a community of 18 to 25 year olds watching my stream, and any brand that would cater to 18 to 25 year olds, let's say a gaming laptop brand, or let's say a laptop brand targeting college going students for job and everything like that, gaming laptops, all these examples, these are just like some things that come on my mind. But anything and everything gaming or maybe tech, all these brands, they come to us and they collaborate with us, and in forms of maybe in a campaign or in a sponsorship video or a monthly sponsorship or a brand ambassador program. All these ways are ways that we make money. Now when we talk about money in gaming, so people just have a very basic idea of how money works. So people think, oh, you go live, now suddenly you're going to have a lot of viewership, and for streaming xyz hours you're going to be paid by YouTube. But that's not how it works. YouTube pays you ad revenue, but that ad revenue is very negligible. I don't think people say that out loud, but I will tell you, for approximately every 1 lakh views you make on a YouTube video or a live stream in gaming genre, you make close to 1,000 rupees. And it is very difficult to get your first 1 lakh views or 2 lakh views. So imagine a content creator of a scale of, let's say, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 subscribers who's still in an aspirational phase wanting to grow. They don't make as much views, but the amount of effort required is too high. So in gaming, yes, if you can see, like you see all these big shots, like the biggest legends of gaming, like Jonathan, Scout, Mortal, all these legends who are making a lot of money, living a lifestyle, you see and you think like there's a lot of game money in gaming. But the real truth is it lies in the top 1%. So it takes so much to be in that top 1%. And I think if I'm giving a realistic figure to people, the time when you hit somewhere around 10,000 subscribers is when you can even consider gaming to make you money. So up until 10,000 subscribers, there isn't a lot of money. Now we streamers have multiple sources of revenue to make money. For example, YouTube super chats, YouTube memberships. People uh, pay us in form of super chats to get their message highlighted in stream and get our reaction. If they love our content, they can purchase our memberships. So that is YouTube base. The other thing is ad revenue, but the major chunk come from these brand sponsorships. So if you have a community that caters to a particular target group, then you open an opportunity for all these brands to put their logos or to introduce those products to your community, and that's where you can make money. So that is one way. And when you asked how much you make, so again, one more thing that we gamers do, we also do tech stuff, including me. I do tech recommendation live streams on a digital e-commerce platform. So I get paid by that platform. Then let's say I am using a microphone, so I get paid by a microphone company to use their microphone. Then let's say I am using gaming mice, then I might be paid by those gaming peripherals company to use their mice and promote their mice. So that's how different ways you can make money. Now gaming has also tapped into lifestyle. So let's say if I am someone who's very fashionable and people talk about my fashion, then even if I wear some nice clothes, I might just open an opportunity to a collaboration with clothing brand. So it's how smartly you place yourself in the market and how you position your content around it. And answering the most asked question, how much money do gamers make or have I made? There have been months that I have not made a single penny. But when I did this one reality show, I got auctioned for 10 lakh rupees for a month of a reality show. So yeah, that's the biggest paycheck I've ever gotten. So it is technically very unpredictable. You don't know how much you're going to make. So you have to be very smart about it.
Okay. How many gamers, streaming gamers are there in India? Is it only
If
YouTube, or are there other platforms where you can go and watch?
So there are many platforms. There's a platform called Twitch, which is internationally acclaimed for gaming live streams. But in India, the audience prefers to watch all sorts of content on YouTube more than any other app, because it's like one app for everything. So YouTube has the majority of Indian gamer audience, and there are other Indian platforms as well, but I don't think they are prominent enough to have a big market share of viewers. So on YouTube, if you search any game, let's say BGMI is the most popular title of this country, BGMI and Free Fire. If I search BGMI and Free Fire right now, there are going to be at least 500 different streamers streaming right now at any given point of the day, of the month, or maybe of the year. So the market is so saturated because everybody just sees gaming as like, oh, I see this gamer now, gamers get a lot of money, I will start streaming too. But then they don't think what value they are going to offer. So it's a difficult task for people in gaming in such an oversaturated market, especially for streaming, because everyone thinks playing games and just talking about it is easy and that's how you're going to make money. That's not true. You have to offer a value. So the most important thing that people forget about is to think what value you are going to provide while you are live streaming. Why would someone, random stranger this across other state, is going to invest 10 minutes, 30 minutes, or 2 hours of his time watching your content? So it's very difficult to stand out, but once you stand out, once you have your identity sorted, and once you start putting content that is delivering value, maybe you'll see growth. And yeah, like, as much as it is difficult to grow as a gaming creator, it's equally easy to grow as a gaming creator, I would say.
Okay. But Vaibhav, tell us,
Yes,
when
sir.
did you start growing? Um,
Uh,
yep.
Basically, it took me more than 2 years. Like when I was in my college, like Raja sir knows me. I don't used to come to college. Like I just come to, मैं पर्टिकुलर डेज ही जाता था कॉलेज पे एंड लाइक मैं अपने हॉस्टल पे रह के अपने कंटेंट को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए रहता था. तो ग्रो सर तब होता है जब लाइक हम अपने आप का कंटेंट बेटर करें. पीपल जो सामने है, जो ऑडियंस है जो हमें देखना चाहती है, उनको क्वालिटी देखनी है. लाइक देयर आर मेनी मोर पीपल्स, मतलब गेमिंग इंडस्ट्री में या इवन इन स्ट्रीमिंग इंडस्ट्री देयर आर मेनी थाउजेंड्स ऑफ पीपल्स, लैक्स ऑफ पीपल्स जो स्ट्रीम कर रही है. पर इफ़ यू वांट कि वो सिलेक्टिव लोग को देखे तो देयर शुड बी अ क्वालिटी. मतलब उन्हें क्वालिटी, जैसे कि जय टोशी ने बोला कि देयर शुड बी क्वालिटी. आप उन्हें एक वाइटल इन्फॉर्मेशन दो, जो इन्फॉर्मेटिव इन्फॉर्मेटिव स्ट्रीम्स करो. तो वैसे ही सर मैं धीरे ग्रो. लाइक आई यूज टू फॉलो टोसी. लाइक ही सेड ही वेंट इनटू अ रियलिटी शो. तो जब मैं वो कॉलेज में था, मुझे वो रियलिटी शोज के बारे में पता चला, मैंने उनको देखा. सो आई वॉज इज बिगेस्ट, मतलब मैं उनसे बहुत इंस्पिरेशन लिया, तोशी भाई से. एंड टूडेज अ टाइम आई एम सिटिंग ओवर हियर विद हिम in this webinar. Like I never used to know him, and now he is my good friend. So I just followed the steps, like to the creators whom I used to watch. मैं अपने आप को देखता था, देन देखता था कि नहीं, चलो ये क्रिएटर ऐसे कर रहे हैं तो मेरे को भी कुछ ऐसे ही आइडियाज लगा के ऐसे ही करना है आगे अपने ग्रोथ के लिए. तो दैट वाज अ टाइम आई यूज्ड टू लर्न. बट एंड आई पर्सनली थिंक नोबडी इन गेमिंग स्ट्रीमिंग कोई भी खुद से कुछ लर्न नहीं कर सकता है. यू हैव टू चेक आउट अदर पीपल, सामने वाला क्या कर रहा है, आप क्या कर रहे हो, देन यू विल गेट टू नो व्हाट यू आर डूइंग द मिस्टेक. आप संग संग में ग्रो कर सकते हो आगे. तो दिस वाज हाउ आई ग्रू, एंड इट बेसिकली टुक मी फॉर मोर देन 2 years and 3 years. Right now I am not so much well known in the community in YouTube, but yeah, like as again Toasty said अबाउट अ रियलिटी शो। तो उस रियलिटी शो में एक छोटा सा इवेंट हुआ था गेमिंग लीग बोल के, तो जिसमें लाइक आई रियली वर्कड हार्ड टू बी अ पार्ट ऑफ दैट लीग एंड आई वाज सिलेक्टेड इनसाइड अ टीम सेम प्लेग्राउंड चैंपियंस लीग. So I became part of that. So that was a stage when I started to grow. People came, they knew me that, oh, you played with Toasty, you play with other creators or other big prominent YouTubers. So that was a stage where I started to grow.
Okay. Who are the celebrities? Who do you look up to?
Uh,
Indian and foreign.
Foreign. So like for me myself, there is a biggest name like Triggered Insan, you Mr. Malan. I look up to him a lot. Like he has a good content. Like he used to make various kind of videos. If he is making, if he's going out, he's making vlog. If he's making funny reels, he's making reaction videos. He's even playing games. So he was my biggest inspiration, whom I look up to and want that even I grow up someday like him. And like if I tell you about in international creators, I don't know so much creators. I just know about right now Mr. Beast. ही इज सम ऑफ द क्रिएटर्स जो लाइक वो कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, इम्पॉसिबल चीज़ें उसको करना है लाइक यूट्यूब के अंदर में. लाइक ही इज अ काइंड ऑफ अ क्रिएटर जो बिगेस्ट बर्गर वर्ल्ड का बनाया है. देख, he makes challenges videos. Basically he makes challenges videos, 24 hours staying inside a desert without any water source. He makes such kind of videos. So that's also an inspiration for me to make some challenges videos that people could come and watch me that, oh, he's doing something impossible. Like nobody expected that I would be doing such crazy things for the audience.
Okay,
Yeah,
so he digs the crazy people.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
So
what
he's,
about you, Jay?
as much as I know, Weber is more on the, challenge video side. Like we are friends, so we keep
Yeah.
talking about our ideas. We bounce back each other's ideas. So he's more on the content and challenge part of sides. But then when I look at myself, my inspiration for gaming started from international creators. And there's this guy called Shroud. Okay, he's probably 34 or 35 now. He was insane at gaming. Any game you give him, he's gonna take 15 minutes and he's gonna be the best player in the world. So when I started watching video games, I started watching Shroud. And then in India, I used to watch a lot of streamers. And like I remember I was probably 15, 16-year old by the time the gaming industry grew in India. Everyone got internet. The internet revolution came in India after that free internet thing that one telecom service provider provided. So after that, I discovered a lot of Indian creators. There's this one special mention that I love to give everywhere, and that creator is called Hydra Flick. All right, he has to be my inspiration of learning how to play video games, how to present yourself while playing video games, how to talk, how to be sophisticated, how to be how to stand out from the crowd. So he was the person that I looked up to for the longest time. And then he, in fact, Hydra Flick was the person who technically discovered me, and then we became like good friends. I became a moderator on his stream, and the day he scouted me, the day I got a follow back from that person, everybody else started noticing me. And today, me and Hydra are really good friends. Like it's been years to our friendship, and I think if it weren't for Shroud or maybe a Hydra Flick, I wouldn't have taken gaming so seriously. It was him that gave me the tips of how to stand out. He might not have thought about it that he's giving me an advice, but just something that he does with his content, with his live streams, that I take from subconsciously. And even if he didn't intend to give me an advice, he probably just made my career and gave me crazy motivation to do live streaming.
It appears that both Jay and Vaibhav and the community of gamers are there not just for the game or even the money, but there's a real community there. There are people thought they meet
Absolutely.
friends,
Absolutely.
even if they don't meet often physically. Obviously, there are relationships. Is that you teach personality development as well? What do you teach exactly? I couldn't quite. If you were to tell
Uh,
parents of gamers when they come to your institution, what do they learn?
Actually, the question to me, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Kalyanam. Yes. They will learn about creating a game right from scratch. They learn coding, they learn art, they learn design elements. They'll try to combine together and try to bring out the actual interactive experience, which is game. I mean, they learn everything when the students come to here. I mean, if the student is not a good artist, still they can be a proper game maker, because there are a lot of a number of fields in the department here, so that they could cope up with any kind of an area. They could also, try to, push themselves into only development, or if they don't know how to make a game, still they can become a proper helpful for the game department, which is game testing. Right, game testing is also one of the very important in the industry, how the quality and how the actual experience is going to be in the market before actually it's launching, right? So when the student comes to the college, obviously he is going to understand the do's and don'ts, and he is going to understand, like, from scratch to the entire execution of the game, launching the game in the market. So he is going to study those things throughout this entire course in the college. Yes. Is that Pushal? Yeah. Yes, Kalyan. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In terms of translatable skills, it appears that they are trying to be social media personalities, and gaming is one way of being that. And then you're earning, you become a brand by yourself,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
you earn. So gaming is one route towards that. And gaming, it has its own, I mean, the whole ecosystem is there and so on. But are there translatable skills? What do you do 5 years down the line? Would you want to still be gaming and streaming, or what else can you do?
I have a really well thought answer about it, because this is something that I've been asked so many times. Even in my college, my professors used to be like, amazing that you're studying mass comm, but you are spending your time playing video games. And what are you going to do if you don't do anything else? If you don't pick a stream, what are you going to end up being 5 years down the line? Are you going to play video games? And I always had this answer that playing a video game does not only give you entertainment, it shapes your character. I'll tell you why. I play a video game called Valorant. It's a multiplayer game where you have to coordinate with five random teammates. Five random teammates, that means five different ideologies that you can't control, five attitudes, five egos, five creative minds that have to work together to play that game, and five different languages maybe. So it's a big challenge to play with five random people and play for a singular team objective. So when it starts, now let's say in any organization or any team based task or activity, you need to have team building skills, you need to have communication skills, you need to know how to pick and analyze the best possible role for a player in your team to make sure that we achieve the perfect objective. For example, in Valorant, there are different roles divided that a player can fill. So, for example, I am a person who can lead the team. Called an IGL role. So, I would think of strategies, and the team will trust me for leading and thinking of the strategies of what to do in the game. Then there are different roles. For example, someone who's better at shooting, someone who's better at mechanical combat. So, I have to identify that, oh, that person is better on this end. So, I treat him that particular way so that feels appreciated and seen, and then he's also motivated to do that task. Now there are five people that you control, or maybe five people who act together to play for the objective. Similarly, in maybe let's say story mode games, there are amazing games, story rich games that are telling you a story, right? And you are so involved in a story. It could be something about ancient mythology, or maybe it could be something about real world scenario or a future sci-fi situation. But in gaming, every second you have to just, you are put in spots where you are supposed to be spontaneous, you're also supposed to adapt to every situation, you're supposed to learn, you're supposed to do decision making, and every single move that you make in video games, that is going to change the outcome of the game, or maybe the storyline or your entire experience. So overall, gaming just does not give you entertainment, it teaches you the way of life. For example, there is a very popular video game called Black Ops 2, Call of Duty. The storyline is very popular. The OG gamers know it. Gamers are so invested to that story, to the characters, just like in movies, that just like every movie or every book, the story or a character teaches you something, and there is a core plot, and it gives you a life advice. That game puts you in the situation where you are at, let's say, the decision making point of whether or not you want to be loyal to your friend or betray him for your own advantage. And this is a war game, by the way. So these small nuances in video games, they make you ready for life. Everything that you can imagine that happens in real life, video games probably prepare you for that. And beyond that, like decision making improve hota hai, tumhare reflexes improve hote, your hand eye coordination is improved, all of that great. Now when you play a video game and walk out of a room, you're also a person with a real job, or maybe let's say you're also a person with some different passion or hobby. Let's say if I'm a video gamer, I cannot just limit myself playing video games. When I'm into the gaming industry, everything and anything that happens in, let's say, traditional sports as well. You see matches happening, professional players playing. There is esports where you can compete. You see a match analyst, a match presenter in esports. There is in gaming, you see match presenters. There's a whole broadcasting team broadcasting IPL. There is a whole broadcasting team broadcasting gaming. There's a team, there's someone coaching the players. There's someone coaching the players in gaming as well. So the commentators, marketing, event management, there's so many things that you can do in gaming. And this is something that is very less talked about. So if I go to my dad and I tell him, Dad, I am into the gaming field, and my dad's going to be like, who's going to pay you for playing video games? But that's not true. You see uh, different events happening, festivals happening, especially for these video games, where it's not just 1000, 2000 rupees investment. There are crores and millions of dollars of investment out there. So the money is there, you just need to know where you're good at. Just like in game, if you're good at a role, stick to it, make the most out of it. So similarly, in real life, if you are good at something, see how you can link it to your gaming or any industry. All the knowledge that you learn from a game, or let's say any skill that you possess, you transform that. And in gaming, there's a thing called uh, XP leveling, right? You learn a new skill, your character goes XP up and up and up. So you level 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 15, and with every new XP you unlock new abilities. So I see that as a motto of my life, that I see my life as a game, and every single opportunity that I go through, or every single challenge that I go through, allows me to level up 1 XP in my life character. So yeah, 5 years down the line, I could be, I see myself as a gamer and tech content creator. I would love to stick to it. But let's say if not, then who knows? I could be in the education sector teaching something that I'm great at because I know how to talk. Or maybe I could be using my marketing expertise to give IP solutions to brands.
Future plans, Vaibhav?
सो बेसिकली लाइक जय सेड राइट नाउ कि एक्सपी लेवल अप करते हैं, तो मेरा भी एक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू वही सेम था कि लाइक गेमिंग जब मैंने स्टार्ट किया, नॉट ओनली इन आई स्टार्टेड इट फ्रॉम कॉलेज एज आई सेड, तो मैंने उसके थ्रू बहुत चीज़ सीखा. मतलब एज ऑफ नाउ आई एम अ इंट्रोवर्ट, तो जितने भी इंट्रोवर्ट्स होते हैं लाइक इट्स द बेस्ट थिंग फॉर देम कि वो कैमरा में आए, बिकॉज देयर इज नो वन टू जज देम, दे कैन बी फ्री ऑफ देम सेल्फ. जो उनको करने करो, कोई उनको जज करने वाला है नहीं वहाँ पे. ऑडियंस आएगी, आपको देखेगी, नो बडी वुड बी जजिंग यू ओवर देयर. सो देयर वाज नो फियर. तो मतलब गेमिंग से लाइक इट वाज दैट कि मैं हर टाइम में कुछ नया सीखता हूँ, एंड लाइक आई एम अ काइंड ऑफ पर्सन लाइक मेरे को हमेशा कुछ नया सीखना, लाइक आई कांट स्टॉप एट वन थिंग. अगर मैंने एक चीज़ कर लिया, मुझे कोई नया चीज़ सीखना था क्या, मुझे उसमें भी बेस्ट बनना है अपना. इवन दो नॉट बेस्ट फ्रॉम लाइक ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड की एकदम ही मुझे को बेस्ट बनाना है, बट या that much that people can come and recognize me from that. Oh, he does that also. इसे गिटार भी आता है, इसे स्पोर्ट्स भी आता है. तो it was like me that. तो गेमिंग लाइक फॉर चैलेंजिंग, मतलब आई लव चैलेंजेस, लाइक टोशी सेड आई लव challenges. तो फ्रॉम गेमिंग आई लर्न टिल नाउ दैट कि it gave me attitude like never accept your defeat, never accept your defeat.
Well
So
said.
right now like jitna bhi like I am doing the gaming, if something doesn't happen, like I would obviously definitely go for a job as a game developer, or I will open up my own studios and make some small games just for indian public. Like right now there are not such games in India that are coming out. Like obviously the game industry is growing in India, the game development industry growing. There are two good games that are coming out, but I want some my own games that I could publish it out or via job. So that's my thinking. Like I want to contribute towards the game industry too. Like as a developer, I want to contribute what I can bring changes in the game industry. So that's my vision. If I don't succeed in streaming or anything, I would be switching my career and going towards a job as a teacher or professor or as a developer.
Okay. What are the down? You guys talk. You talk a lot about the good side of gaming. What are the bad side? What are the downside? Maybe we can start with Raja Ravi.
Uh,
Yes, could you please come again? I mean, it's not
Yeah.
clearly audible.
So,
Yes,
so
yes,
I,
please.
I want. What are the downsides of gaming and live streaming?
Okay, downside.
And then
Actually,
negative aspects.
I
Yeah.
got it. I got it. Actually, when it comes to live streaming for money, live streaming for ours is completely different, right? When it comes to the satisfactory part, like I need to showcase to the world who I am and how I play and what my character is about, as the Jaya and Vaibhav has picked about. Like that's into a different genre, that's into a different stream actually. But when it comes to for game streaming as money, it has a different set of pipeline. Again, it has a different set of structure over there, right? So when it comes to downsides here, choosing a game streaming for money, where we have no background at all, where we have no financial support, where we have a lot of elements that we need to taken care of when we choose, when we give time for this, because there are a number of streamers out there in the market still struggling to get into the, as Jay mentioned, like it is just 1% out there and less than that who actually succeeded. Obviously the one who succeeded is keep on continuing with the consistency, keep on trying to push themselves, push their own gameplay and their own content creation and all those things. They have their own ability so that they can attract the audience to that. So that's what, again, by sticking to that, that's what put them forward. But still, when it comes to for making money with streaming on YouTube or public platforms, again, it's a bigger timeline and the large amount of the time you need to invest in that, so that you need to sacrifice many things in the process. That's what it takes when it comes to money. And when it comes to become popular or something, again, it comes to the same again. So I would suggest, like, uh, not the suggest, I can say, but, live streaming is actually the trending and the most evolving in the current gaming market. I think, esports is into a different sort of the budget system is launched. Even the waves has been trying to give into a different step. But when it comes to a student comes to me, even I experience many things. There are many students in our college. I think the parents come to us and say, my kid is playing all over the night only the gaming, they are streaming and gaming, so what do I do, right? Even many students come to us like, sir, I love to play the games all over night, all over days, I have not completed the assignments, I want to play the games. So the only thing I can say that, if it is your priority, if it is on the mainstream, your game your YouTube streaming or the game streaming is on the mainstream, so you should be very aware of that. Are you a support to your family, and do you have any financial support, and if you're willing to start a career, and do you have you can maintain the consistency, so all those elements to taken forward, and then you can step into the streaming. Unless it is not at all suggestible on the first phase, maybe you can start it something like, maybe your education is on the other part, you can start it something like a hobby, right? You can spare it a little amount of time that couldn't affect your mainstream, which you are completely focused on the other one, like the gaming part, right? So playing a game is not at all a bad thing, and that is what every people in the world will feel like, I need to earn the money while playing them. That's completely a good thing. But the point is that, so what comes after that, right? So how much time would it takes, and does that efforts matters when it comes to the end? Based on those concepts, I think with that criteria we need to take a decision, and that would be the one of the major concern, that you are able to take up this part or not, right? And when it comes to the second part, like for example, I was completely dedicated to the gaming. I want to give this game streaming around 1 year, 2 years. I have no mainstream. I have nothing to study. I have nothing to work on. I want to completely dedicate it to the only streaming for years. I'm talking about, right? So after 2 years, after 3 years, what if you has no viewers? What if but what if you have not getting any money from that? But still, if you're okay with that, but still, if you feel that you are exploring your community over there, you're exploring yourself over there, that is the best part. But what if you are expecting something from that, and that could be a biggest downfall for that?
Okay, so it's like
Yes,
making
yes,
movies, acting, you
100%.
know,
yeah,
or
Yes.
art, where some people become very famous, make a lot of money, but others it may be a struggle. So you're saying be
Hmm.
yes,
careful, be
yeah,
watchful, have backups, get your
yeah,
family to
Yeah.
support you, and so on. Makes sense. But what are the um, uh, we hear reports about the impact of gaming on your mind, that it doesn't, you said it makes you smarter, brighter, and all
Yeah.
that. What else does it do? You sit in front of a computer like an IT person, and it's sort of dimly
Yeah.
lit. What doesn't it have a bad what the
I'll tell
impact?
you.
Okay.
So, what you mentioned is a general concern for a lot of Indian parents because they're seeing this trend of gaming. So,
Right.
I'm gonna be a little blunt over here. Okay, all right. I have noticed this with my parents and with parents that I see around me of different families. They have this mindset that what we cannot understand is what we are never going to be open to in the beginning. So it takes a lot of time for us to just introduce a new concept that the older generation or maybe our parents generation is not aware of, because उनके ज़माने में गेमिंग नहीं हुआ करता था, right? Now gaming के downsides just like every single thing on this planet earth. Let's say if I am having having food is a great thing, I'm getting nutrition, but if I'm just overeating food, then that can make me sick. Everything has a downside, so gaming also can have a downside. I'm going to tell you a few things that are things that I believe that should be taken care of. सबसे पहले तो when you play video games for long hours, you are spending your time in front of a screen, so you are trading that risk of your eyes getting hurt, or maybe let's say some strain, or let's say getting number glasses in that matter of fact. So that is one downside that comes to it. And it would be the same even if I was working a job as an IT professional, yeah, coder. Let's say I'm coding website for Google, or I'm doing security development for any bank. So it would be the same. I would still be required to sit in front of a computer and work for the X amount of hours. So I feel like that argument, when just put for gaming ki game खेलने से आंखें खराब होती है, that's not true. फोन की स्क्रीन्स के सामने बैठने से लंबे टाइम तक आंखें खराब होती है. व्हाट यू कैन डू इज every 15 minutes take your eyes off the screen, look at something else in the room, try to stretch your eyes, as in go look at the left farthest corner to the right farthest corner, do some exercises, see sunlight, and then take good care of it. And if possible, wear blue protected, UV protected glasses like me. And I suggest every gamer to wear it, or anyone who plays for long. Second thing that people say is a downside to gaming: you become obese or you become unfit because you're only playing video games. That is absolutely something that you need to take care of. If let's say you're sitting on a couch, or let's say on a gaming chair or your computer, and you're just louching and playing video games all this time, you are losing your posture. So if you are being responsible enough, then it is fine. But yes, this is something that needs to be taken care of. Even myself, I have noticed that when I used to play for long hours, I didn't know how to maintain my posture and how important all of that is for your lifestyle eventually growing up. Because you're 15, you're 16, you think like it's not gonna hurt, but entire while if you stay like this, is gonna hurt and harm you for the rest of your life. So there's something that I recommend: take care of your posture, take care of your eyes while gaming at it. Whatever you do, please do responsibly. And some one last thing that is the biggest concern for parents right now, and in fact Maharashtra government also addressed this: the addiction and the possibility of losing a lot of money through gaming. So there are two different verticals, gambling and gaming. I'll explain that as well, but that's a different problem. But when we play multiplayer games, if let's say an 18-year-old adult is playing a multiplayer game, he's wise enough, or maybe she's wise enough to know who are the kind of people that you should interact with, what are your boundaries, what kind of information you should be sharing, and what should be absolutely not entertained at all. But when it comes to young gamers, they say, you see 10-12 year olds as well also showing a lot of interest in gaming, then I highly request the parents to not disencourage them from gaming, but to have some sort of monitoring over what they are doing. So just as a parent, the concern is very true. Like, you don't know when you're going to be scammed. You don't know if your child is going to be having an addiction problem with gaming or your smartphone. That can happen even by watching Coco Melon. It's not just gaming, right? It could be an addiction of watching web series all the day. Addiction could be anything. So as a parent, I think the responsibility lies in making sure that you're monitoring it, only to an extent that it is not harming your child. But I would really request everyone to be open, and I request all the kids who are watching us through this platform of the Hindu to not invest any sort of money early on in gaming. You absolutely don't need cosmetics or skins to win at a video game. You absolutely do not need to spend money, gamble inside open crates. All of that, I really, really ask people to avoid that until and unless you have made that money yourself and you are wise enough, you are mature enough to invest money in a video game. Other than that, maybe video games come with a price. Let's say some video game could be a 1,000 rupee video game or a 500 rupee video game, but I think that is fair. You can ask your parents to buy you video games, because when you go watch a movie, you pay 300 rupees for a ticket. The movie lasts for 2 hours. It's a whole storytelling experience, right? It lasts for 2 hours. When you buy a video game of 500 rupees, or let's say 1,000 rupees, it's going to last you 40 hours. It's going to give you 40 hours of storytelling, pure experience, where you could be immersed into the game. So purchasing video games is great. And again, one last thing that I want to tell, that people are going to be taking advantage of your vulnerability. So the lesser you know, like, just for example, if you're a young, maybe let's say a young teen, you're not aware of the world, you might be hoping that the world sees for your best interest, but there are scammers out there who will try to convince you, lure you into, maybe, asking for you for your sensitive information, or maybe giving you bad life advices.
What about Jay? What about harassment and trolling? Because you are out in the public, right? People are watching you. People see
Yes,
you.
yes.
How serious is that problem?
So as far as I have seen, usually whatever trolling happens is done behind a computer keyboard. And those are the same people like me and Weber sitting behind keyboards, but those people do not know the consequences that they could be facing, and they think the world is, theirs, and they are the kings. Every single day a new human is born. Every single day a new human, a human being dies in this world. But some people think that they are immortal, and they are going to misuse that power, and I absolutely condemn that behavior. But if at all something happens to you like that, it is very open knowledge that you can report such accidents. For example, someone is misbehaving with you, or if someone is giving you racial slurs, abusive language, or maybe giving you life threats, you can actually report it to the police, and the police will take care of it. But telling you all of this, usually what the case is, they are just keyboard warriors. They can't do anything. So do not take internet hate, at least, or internet criticism seriously. Do not let it get to you. You do your thing. If you think someone else is speaking something rubbish, there is always a mute button inside the game, or maybe while you're live streaming, there's always a hide button. You can always, like, put your distractions away and just keep doing what you are good at. So yeah,
What do
even the
you
kids.
what do you tell your students, sir? How do you face online bullying and so on? That's a risk that they're going to face.
Yes, actually, there are multiple phases, not just on online bullying. There is a toxicity in the gaming as well. I mean,
Right.
obviously, it is a major thing that we notice. Obviously, as the developers and the studios will try to not to be encouraged, not that to be encouraged in that. And there would be a lot of system, like there would be a separate agents was created to maintain the toxicity and all those things and make them out of the game, make them ban something. I mean, these are the areas where the developers also is trying to take care for, but still we need to consider like this is not an encourageable thing in care of toxicity. And when it comes to bullying and harassment, I think this happened. I mean, when it comes to streamer aspect, I think the students who are actually in our college are into. I mean, many students are into also streaming, but still, we are not into that large level of streaming access where they are going to face into these kinds of harassment, right? And mostly we consider, as I mentioned, we consider on game making process and converting into a testing aspect. When as a streamer, we used to play a lot of games, but still, when it comes to facing an harassment in the public, we will obviously aware them. I mean, these are the area that, as the Jay mentioned, the right point, like it should be taken aware that you had to be not to encourage, or you have to be not to taken care of that part. Even they are just the person who is right behind the camera, the keyboard. That's it. They are gonna nothing to do with that. If you just fall into that trap, obviously there will be a bigger scam or anything could happen with those harassments. Right? I think that is not at all an encourageable.
Okay.
And also we will make awareness for the students as well. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, there's one little
Yes.
thing that I want to add.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is a conversation that I had with my parents, and so my parents, they watch my streams, right? And then there are at times that they watch and then they see in game someone's just being frustrated, so they're just abusing inside the game, right? And it just ruins the experience. So one day my dad just saw that, and my dad asked me ki, is this what gaming is about? Do you guys keep cursing? And I just told him one thing: look, dad, if you're a bad human being, you are going to be a bad human being everywhere. If I give you a medium to talk, if I give you a mic to talk, you're only going to talk about what you are as a person. So I see video games, I see internet as a medium, and it does not reflect the medium itself or the culture there itself. I think every person uh, reacts to different things, uses different mediums according to their own character. So if someone is spreading toxicity in the game, it is not the game's fault, or it is not your fault that you're playing that game. It's just that that person is a bad character, and you don't need to entertain such characters. Just mute them, put them away,
Exactly.
block them, and move forward.
100%. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I thank all the panelists. But I just wanted to make it clear that the online game, we are talking about a
Yes.
different thing. It's not the
Yeah,
online gaming. It's not
Yeah.
poker or
yeah, yeah, yeah.
rummy. They make, it's gambling and it's addictive. We are talking something else. The video
Video
games
games, yes.
Video games.
that you
Exactly.
pay, that you play, and you live stream it also. That's a
Yeah.
fairly large community. I find a lot of young people being part of that community. Okay, so thanks for joining in and giving us valuable insights about the good things, bad things about video gaming. It could be controversial opinions, there could be people who disagree, but thanks for letting us know,
Yes.
educating us. It was wonderful having all of you with us on this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank
Thank you so
you. Yep.
much.
Thank you, sir. Yep. Thank you, sir.